Good evening.
How's everyone for this nice May day, first day of May? And I would just like to take a minute and thank and say happy birthday to our chairperson of our education committee, and thank her for deciding to spend her special day here with us. Happy birthday, Ms. Peterson.
Thank you. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Ms. Peterson.
Public notice of this meeting was given to all members and associates in a notice dated April 19th, 2024. Adequate electronic notice of this public meeting has been provided specifying the time, place, and manner in which this meeting is being conducted. It was advertised in the Courier Post, posted in all schools, the administration office, the municipal building, the library, the Jubilee Center, Acres, Elmtown, and the Winslow Township Post Office. And this is our mission statement. The mission of the Winslow Township School District, a large, diverse, and growing community, is to educate all students to become independent, lifelong learners, critical thinkers, and caring and competent members of their community. The district, in partnership with the community and in the climate of cooperation and mutual respect, will provide an academic environment which values excellence with diversity, encourages students to strive for personal excellence, and assists them in acquiring the knowledge, the skills, and attitudes necessary to contribute positively to a rapidly changing world. Roll call, please.
Mr.
Present.
Ms. Stratton. Here. Ms. Martin. Present. Ms. Nieves. Present. Ms. Peterson. Present. Mr. Shaw.
Present.
Ms. Thomas.
Now, Ms. Thomas is going to be joining us by telephone. She's out with some medical issues, but she will be calling in. Is that not correct, Mike?
She's not in at this moment.
She's not in yet?
You'll hear her on the phone next to Ms. Chico when she does call in.
Okay. Ms. Chico, you continue with the roll call?
Mr.
Present.
Ms. Pitts.
Present. Thank you. Stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So before we start, I absolutely would be remiss if I didn't say hello and welcome to our mayor, Mayor Marie Garb, and we're also joined by two of our township committee people. Ms. Jackie Lee, township committee person for Ward 3, which is mine. But anyway, and also Mr. Brandon, good, please. I don't know, excuse me, committee for, thank you.
2023, 2024 district goals. 1, student achievement, continue to implement best practices for delivering instruction to students utilizing all available and appropriate instructional models. This should include A, develop plans to increase the graduation rate, B, decrease chronic absenteeism, C, increase in benchmark scores in 4th grade ELA by the end of the year, D, accountability for all district staff and stakeholders. Number 2, increase parent caregiver engagement in education, provide opportunities for two-way communication with district stakeholders. B, implement a culture and climate survey. Number 3, market our strengths and achievements to all stakeholders to increase capacity for greater parent, caregiver, and community support. A, work with communication consortiums. B, continue with our public relations and marketing plan. C, continue to work with our various advisory committees in the district. And D, focus on refining our communication methods and messages to better market our school district.
Thank you, Mr. Ashley. Moving now to page 2, awards and presentations, which is what we're here. Dr. Boutique? Yes. Members of the board, Mr. Business Administrator, 24 5, which is budget. Mr. Board member, probably used to be move the case. Ms. Chico.
Good evening. My name is Chico, and I'm from the 24-25 budget. Good evening, Madam President, Mr. Vice President, Board members, Dr. Boutique, Dr. Kirk, Mr. Davis, and members of the public. Our district goals are student achievement, increased parent caregiver engagement and education, market our achievements to all stakeholders to increase capacity for greater parent caregiver community support, and to present a budget that assists in achieving these goals. District enrollments. We have the last 3 years of district enrollments from 2022, 23, and 24. Actual estimates. The first-time full-time students are our students that are enrolled in district. As you can see, we have a slight increase in all 3 years, and between the student population this year and the estimated next year is around 50 students. This is due to an increase in our preschool students. We also have consent to private schools and other districts and received at state facilities. Our private school for disabled students are our students that we send out to the private schools and then to other districts in other LEAs. Are received mostly Chislehurst, but we also can receive other students from other districts and our state facilities, and they can extend throughout the 3 years. Our state aid. In our operating budget for the 24-25 school year is $53.5 million, which is an increase of $5.8 million over the school year. In preschool aid, we have $3.8 million, which is an increase over the prior year of $1.2 million, for a total of $7.3 million, and an increase of $7.1 million over the prior year. Federal aid in our general fund, this is our semi-revenue. We had an increase of $32,404. Semi is also called Special Education Medicaid Initiative. This aid is for students that we receive services for in our special ed programs. Our local, sorry. Okay, sorry, I skipped a slide. Okay, so our local contribution includes tax levy, fund balance, withdrawal from capital reserve for this year. Our tax levy is $4.7 million, which is an increase of 2% from the prior year. Our fund balance is $8.9 million, and our withdrawal from capital reserve is $13.4 million, for a total of $77,052,099, which is an increase of $2.6 million. Here are revenues for our general fund, which is our operating budget. It's broken down into these various funding sources: our tax levy, state aid, extraordinary other aid, fund balance, tuition, miscellaneous, semi, and withdrawal from capital reserve. Our tax levy is $54.7 million. Our state aid is $53.5 million. Our extraordinary aid is $1.2 million, and this aid comes from applications that we submit to the state. Our fund balance is $8.9 million. Our tuition revenue is $1.8 million, and this is for our send receive relationship with Chislehurst. We have miscellaneous interest. This is $80,600, and this is for interest that we receive, use of facilities, and fines. Our semi is $299,000, and our withdrawal from capital reserve is $13.4 million, and this is to fund 2 of our projects, capital projects. And here is a pie chart that shows a visual of all of our funding sources for revenue. And as you can see, state aid and tax levy make up the bulk of our revenue that we received for the 24-25 school year. We get 10% in capital reserve and 7% fund balance. Now for our budget appropriations. We have planned for the 24-25 school year, four new buses, new textbook adoptions, replacement of technology, and continuing to provide mental health and behavioral services. Our capital projects here are listed. Replacement of unit ventilators at the high school, which also will include air conditioning at high school, upgraded HVAC system at school 5, which also will include air conditioning at school 5, grease trap replacement at schools 1 through 4, roof replacement at the J Hall in high school, pole barn for the high school athletics, and the roof replacement at the administration building. The first two projects are listed of the 7.1 million and 6.2 million that totals the amount that we're withdrawing from capital reserve. The other amounts, the other projects are being funded through our budget, mostly with the fund balance. What has not changed in 24-25? Support staffing needs, no charge to participate in extracurricular activities, investing in district technology infrastructure, investing in current up-to-date educational resources, investing in performing arts, and supporting the best outcomes of our students. Budget appropriations. In these categories, this is where we're spending the $134,063,350 of revenue that we're collecting for this year. It includes instruction at $42.8 million, tuition at $13.9 million, student support at $11.6 million, admin and infotech at $7.9 million, operation and maintenance of $10.5 million, student transportation at $11.1 million, benefits at $17.7 million, food service at $25,000, interest earned, maintenance reserve $500, capital outlay $17.7 million, and transfer to charter school at $514,431 for a total of $134,063,350. In instruction, those costs are for regular instruction, special ed instruction, co-curricular activities, and extracurricular activities and athletics. Our tuition is for the cost of sending students to private school for the disabled schools, sending our kids to county VOTEC and special services districts and other LEAs. Our student support is spent on services for students, including child study team, speech, OTPT, our district teams come out of there, and other support. Our administrative infotech is our central and general administration and our technology staff. Operation and maintenance are our custodian, maintenance, upkeep of ground, and also upkeep of the buildings and security. Our student transportation is transporting all students to and from school and to other outside school districts and private schools. Our benefits for all staff and food service is the for food service. Capital outlay is all of our capital projects plus the addition of 4 school buses. Our transport charges are what we spend to pay our students to attend charter schools for the school year. And here is a chart that shows a visual of all of the appropriations based off of what I just discussed. And if you can see as instruction, tuition, support, student support, student transportation, and transfer, that makes up around 60% of our budget, supports supports the teaching and support for students in the district. Our 3-year comparison. As I discussed in the previous slide with revenues and expenses, sorry, these are the, this is a 3-year comparison, as I explained the details of what revenue and expenses that we're doing. In the first column, the 22-23, that's the actual expenditures that we've done in that school year. The revised column is the 23-24 school year we're in now, and then the proposed budget is our last column, and I went over those specific line items and other slides. As you can see, we've done increasing for expenses and revenues in the last 3 years. So our 2025 budget is general fund, $134,062,350, with anticipated revenue of $79.3 million, and our total tax levy of $4.7 million. A special revenue of $10.1 million, budgeted and anticipated revenues. These special revenue funds are federal and state grants. Federal grants are the title, IDEA, and Perkins, and we also have preschool and based youth. So for a total budget of $144,200,795, with anticipated revenues of $89,465,846, and our tax levy of $54,734,949. We have a reduction of $76,155 for a transfer between the general fund and special revenue fund for preschool, for a net budget of $144,124,640. Anticipated revenues of $89,389,691, and tax levy of $54,734,949. The tax impact. These numbers come from our township. So we have a net valuation tax bill of $2,744,530,700, with average residential assessment at $177,200 for a tax rate of 1.975. If we increase if 1 penny increase, then it's $247,451. So with an average assessed of in 2023 of 177,000, taxes would be 3,443. With the average assessed home in 2024 of 177,200, the taxes would be $3,500 for a tax increase of approximately $57. And that concludes my presentation.
All right, here we go. Public comment. The Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens making important decisions that affect the children of our community. We also believe in the right of citizens to observe, to ensure that all citizens have the opportunity to attend school board meetings and others, and offer comment, and to ensure that the board can conduct the important business of the district. We ask that speakers follow these guidelines when they make public comments. The board president or board secretary will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make comment. Please respect the following procedures. Number one, all members of the public attending school board meetings must treat each other and the boards with respect to kindly state your full name and address. Number three, please limit your comments to 4 minutes. Number four, kindly submit your questions to the Board of Education with your name, address, and telephone number. However, we're here tonight for budget presentation, so if you have questions, you can just step up and ask your questions this evening. And number five, individual calling citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks on any district employee, board member, other testifier, or member of the public. At this point, I'm asking for motion. Board members who are moving into open public comment. Is there a motion?
Motion to move to public comment, Ms. Martin.
Second motion.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Askew. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right. Okay. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we are going to show the slide of our budget. Does anyone at this time, before I call for a motion to approve it, does anyone at this time have a question about the budget going forward? Mary, you okay with it? I know you have your, you know what? You certainly can.
Can you explain the tax impact related to the levy? Like what is the relationship between the levy and the tax impact?
Ms. Chico?
So the levy, since we are on the fiscal year, I want June 30th, and the township calendar year, half of our taxes that we are getting from the year, we're doing here for 23, 24, and here for 24, 25. So so we add them together and we divide them by the rate of, and that comes up with our rate. So when you have those years added together, it comes out to be around $8 million, $4 million. So when you divide that by the net
Thank you.
I just have one very few questions. Okay, under budget, if we go down to food service, that's just 25%.
Yes, so, as you can see, the appropriation, we are looking at it for hosting like adjustment fees that we have to do food service for your animal.
So this involves, so is that,
So it's not the extra food, it's all our food service costs, so that we can supplement some of the expenses of it. So that is sufficient, and we do have it, it's just for something we might have not, I guess, we can balance that might support that.
And is that, if students are not able to afford it much? That's when
No, not necessarily. You should let you know, we need about $3,000 a year for students that have not paid for lunch. Has not. One of the whether they annually we add $100,000 a year. We school district need because students have refused not to pay for lunch. So we put $25,000 a year just in case there's a need for us to supplement that bill. That's pretty much because that's pretty much sufficient.
I have a question on that topic, if I may, Madam President. Yeah. I know last year at this time, when they was talking about the audit, we had one little finding that we had an overreach in that sort of category that the money needed to be spent. Not that any was being frivolous or anything like that, but we needed to spend that money. Have we solved that? Have we came up with a plan to make sure that that money is spent or has been spent, or that issue won't happen again?
I'll start and Ms. Chico. Because sufficient, a lot of, they earn a lot of money over the years, but they can't use that money to supplement that $100,000 bill. That becomes the school district bill. We can't use that money that school district pays for the bill. That's why it's an issue. So when we start into cafeterias and buy needs, equipment, we put in freezers, in cafeterias. So we've been trying to in such a way being efficient, not just but yes, for the past couple of years, and we have that money up the stove, freezer, things like that. Doing that. Thank you.
So is that a plan going forward? There's still a overage?
Yes.
Continue to upgrade our cafeterias?
Yes.
To the point of that, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
okay, Mr. Thomas?
Just like what has not changed? I just would like another little clarification on what does investing in different technology look like? What's investing in performative arts look like? And supporting the people that I'm great that we're doing it, not changing. I'm not saying once again that we're frivolous or not doing. I would just like the community and the stakeholders to know what that looks like when we invest in these types of educational programs to promote student achievement.
Okay.
Take a pick.
Okay. Supporting staff. One of the things that we emphasis on last year and this year is professional development. We believe that the more prepared our students are, the better the instruction will be to the classroom. So we are a lot of professional development, training, and practicing.
Now, Councilwoman,
Yes, ma'am.
it's my understanding that as far as teachers are concerned, they are mandated, I believe, to at least do
To one, yes, some of the questions is we are taking it up further. As you know, past couple of years we had teacher academy.
Yes.
So that's not part of it. However, that is hand training the ability of those teachers so they can do instruction in the class. I believe that you cannot place good within whatever the subjects are, good teaching. That's what you're placing that good instruction in that classroom. And that's what we have never charged to participate in as you did some places, charge the children $200, $300 activity on top of other things. But we do that co-curricular activities, clubs, whatever are still and
Sorry, keep it plug.
athletics.
Thank you.
But with athletics, we believe that it enhances the instruction environment for our young people. We believe it's necessary, and we, as we have over here, have always minimized the amount of taxes that we place on our community, and therefore we do not feel it's necessary for us to ask them to pay more money for children to participate in activities. So we supplement all our extracurricular and co-curricular activities for our young people. Invest in technology infrastructure. I'll start with Dr. This thing. Of course, our technology infrastructure, we have to be sure that we continue on the Chromebooks, that also a smart board that we have all types of technology that we have. You may have said, well, we don't have technology. We spend over $500 a year, and over the past 2000 years, $27 million on technology. we are well technology plus, I'm trying to.
Key things that we're looking at in terms of our technology infrastructure, making sure that we have the funds to support the hardware as well as all of the software. So a key example is today when I walked in, the technician is walking in with me telling me that we need to replace a server. So we just had a server that went down at school number 5. So we have to have money in the budget because everything is so unpredictable that we don't know when something is going to go bad. So that's what we mean by supporting the district's technology infrastructure, both hardware, software, licenses that we have to operate throughout the district, making sure that we have the appropriate firewalls in place, that we have coverage and can continue to have a wide area network, the wireless connectivity. So that's what we are supporting there, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you. Great answer.
Anything else?
Like, we'll finish and go down the basics.
Yes, that's resources. We continue to prepare as staff on cutting classroom. We want to provide resources, whether they textbooks, they program. As you know, last year we had ready, which is not of having developed as a newer one because we've always provided supplemental service and any other resources that we have provided our staff, our children, and our parents can go take advantage of resources. We purchase also have a component knowledge whereby parents tap into resources at home. So programs prior to this education, we're going to enforce. You can't try. You have to go through that program for years, see whether it's effective, and that's what the president is doing. We want to make sure that our kids have the resources they need in order to keep up with the demand the change. Um, well, education, and we keep up. And that, we want to make sure that we engage all the education resources. Again, I want to emphasize that we're not in a position where folks we don't have schools in the district. We have a lot of knowledge. Invest that's again, we think music, instrumental, again, as pay to play, we make it all in order to performance, we at the lower grades, continue to get practice for the charge to the students. So we invest in our program. I think as our young people state and New Jersey, South Jersey, also our marching course, continue to do well. So again, the school just and place resources in our programs. As supporting the outcome of the students, every that we were from the top of the list to the bottom has everything with sequence outcomes that we can possibly get by providing everything, students, staff, with resources for young people to do their goals, meet the goals set and we've set for them.
May I add something?
Yes.
In this year's budget, as we have in the current budget, we allocated for behavior support for our schools, and this budget for 24-25, we are looking to increase the amount of behavior services that we provided.
Okay.
Just one last comment. I'd like to thank, Dr. Motique and his staff for coming up with such inclusive report, answering questions, and just another cheap plug that I do, talking about the marching machine band. I just wanted to make sure that we're allocating some funds to make sure that they are part of this.
Allocating funds for the march band.
So I think.
Yes.
We put on what funds are being allocated that I asked for to.
Just specifically, the thing, you don't know about the thing? Oh,
That's one bag.
that's easy.
I've been waiting.
Which one?
No, but Mr. Thomas responded that the budget has approved, and until the budget is approved, building. So once we approve the budget to icon, then we, however, it is up to the principal, so the bill, need for that program, just like every other person able to be responsible for a specific program, they have to building principal, so that when he builds his budget, he can build the budget. Therefore, individual principal, those are the share with us. We can the budget.
Thank you, Dr. One more question?
Yes.
Hi, sorry, I was looking over the power slides. I just had a couple of questions. One, I get the supporting extracurriculars and not paying. And I understand, believe me, I get it. My daughter's in 3 sports, she's in the marching band. However, I do want to emphasize that because the budget necessarily for the high school in particular, the athletic department isn't itemized by sport. I'm still not 100% sure that every sport has exactly what they need. And by that I mean matching uniforms that fit our children. So, and I kind of want to just figure that out. Like, I get that we're not paying the
I'm aware of that concern. Second, it should not be athletic has responsibility at the end of the season to do uniform, equipment, and is really supposed to provide the students. We also on the minor the ones that football, basketball. So if that is the case, then it's through the those issues are addressed. I would ask the brother to have a conversation with Mrs. Lane. Time, this is what it's done. Correct. At the end of the season, do your inventory and make it place. Most board members purchasing equipment is like a 3-year window. So let's say we have basketball this year, they should be for another 2 years. Then, which means that every sport should be touched. So if that's still a concern, this is what we need to address. Yes.
I had a conversation with Ms. Lane as we were going through the budget process, and she is developing a rotation schedule.
Okay.
So she's
Okay.
working on that.
Okay. Thank you.
I think we just have to also be mindful, and I'm hoping that the new pole barn that I see is being budgeted, that the distribution of equipment to teams that have boys and girls teams is equitable.
Yes.
Sometimes the first team to get there gets the equipment. So if
Shouldn't be.
correct. I know that we had to swap an athletic directors there for a bit,
Right.
but that is something. The other thing, I was looking at kind of things that are added to the budget, and I just want to make sure. So we got a 12% increase from the state. We are one of the
right? We got a significant increase from the state, from our state aid.
Yeah.
One of the 5.8 We're one of the, there's, not everybody got that.
Right.
Our district got that. And I see that we're planning for new school buses and new textbooks. What if this wasn't part of the original plan? Because I feel like the buses, we rotate our buses. So the fact that we have more buses, I don't know if that's in addition to what we would have already budgeted for.
Right.
Replacing technology, even replacing technology, it feels like forever.
Yes.
Because once you get it, and what exactly are we looking at when you say we're increasing and continuing to provide mental health services? And I say this because I think one of the things that we all have established and we've all talked about is our concern about the safety of our students.
Right.
And I believe very strongly that what we're seeing as behavioral episodes of fighting or incitement in the middle school, high school has developed as young as second and third grade. And that is because they don't have the services they need in those lower and upper elementaries. When I tell you what some of the students in upper elementary are dealing with, social media, so what I'm looking for, drama, Instagram posts about fourth graders, about a fifth grader with death wish. Like these are things that are being posted, and there's one guidance counselor, one principal, and a half-time assistant principal in those upper elementary schools to deal with 500 plus students. And how, as I think we need to start developing or teaching those students at the kindergarten, first grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, but when they get to high school, middle school, they're not dealing with this anymore. Because it is, we have kids that we can't pick up on the bus, 5-minute bus ride, fighting in the bus, cussing at the bus driver. The bus driver's like, I can't do this anymore, I can't wait for the day off. We've got to do something. And what is it that we do with this?
To the what I'm mentioning, some of those we of course are dealing with. However, a lot of so if provide then I'm sure that we understand that even as school gets held, and I'm saying, yes, but those these are addressed, and we're asking parents to please address some of those. We have.
And I know Dr. Kirkmo also was going to respond, but I just feel, and I agree with you, Dr. Poteet, and I want to also mention that this is not, and I want to say with a capital NOT, a Winslow issue, right?
Yes.
It happens in every school,
Yes.
and I'm not at all blaming, I'm not blaming anything.
Exactly.
However, what is and what could be considered a Winslow issue is the lack of response until it gets on your plate, or Dr. Kirkmo's plate,
Okay.
or Dr. Davis' plate. Like that's where to see a response.
Okay.
Rather than
And we're regardless. No doubt.
So before you came in, Ms. Murphy, I talked about the behavior services that we had in place for this school year and that we were looking to expand those for next year. So we've included that in the budget. So with regard to students getting the services at an early age, they do. So we have guidance counselors in all of our schools. In addition to that, this year, we have mental health service providers starting from all of our schools, middle school, all the way, every last one of our schools. And so they serve the students throughout. In addition to that, we provide parents with a list of resources where they can get help outside of school. So we can't do anything about what takes place in the home and providing services in the home. The parents have to do that. But here in district, we are providing the services. So So you mentioned that the upper elementary schools have an administrator in the part-time. Well, that's true, because they have an administrator 3 days a week. So it is not fair for us to have a lower elementary schools, and some of them, their student population is as large, almost as large as schools 5 and 6. So we made sure that everyone would have support. In addition to that, our central office administrators go into the buildings to assist the administration at the lower school. So in this budget for this year, we are looking to increase our behavior services by at least 2 additional mental health providers. We also have the youth-based services here at the middle school and at the high school. Each one has a mental health provider. So I think the services are there, and we are providing as much as we can.
Any other questions? Okay.
I had a couple of questions. One is, I'm gonna go back to the lunch balances that we talked about over. It's my understanding that this year we stopped notifying parents when their students have balance. I know we're getting close to the end of the year, and that's going to be a problem. Kids want to go on field trips and report cards, so I didn't know why we stopped notifying parents.
So we didn't stop notifying parents. The notification still came through Sedexter. So principals stopped addressing the students because it really was a food service issue. So there were forms that still went out to those parents, and we changed the form that parents used to get. It used to be just a strip, a little small narrow strip that went out. It was changed to be on colored paper, and it was much larger, and it clearly indicated the child's name and the outstanding balance.
I've talked to several parents and they haven't got anything, and I'll include
So why
myself
do
in
they
it.
think they have an outstanding balance? They think they have an outstanding balance?
I don't think they know. I happened to log on to my kid's parent portal or mealtime portal. I had balance.
So you have that one?
I had a balance. I paid it. But yeah.
Okay, so,
Yeah, I paid it.
okay.
I had a 50 one of my children had a $50 balance. And I didn't.
Right. So we are, it's a desk with the process. But again, we appreciate parents who do pay, especially those who ask whether or not they have a balance, which is a rare. But unfortunately, Ms. Neal is absolutely right. That amount that we have to deal with on an annual basis is just unacceptable. We have all the steps we feel necessary to address it, and there were things we can do, but a few years ago, as a board, we decided not to, because at this point, the school district can take that to collections and put those families in a situation where once it comes up, it pretty much stops a lot, the purchasing power, the credit, and those kind of things. But we as a board decided not to do that. All right? Because again, trying to establish goodwill with the community, parents. But again, taking it that further, we are dealing with a minimum of close to $100,000 a year in unpaid budget.
I'm just letting you know. Like I said, I used to remember last year I would get that was my cue to like
Right.
go pay because a little some paperwork come home.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this year I haven't gotten one. I said, let me just go look. And I was like, oh, yeah, there's balance.
Okay.
And it was getting to the end of the year and I didn't want
Okay.
to.
It's a color sheet this year. We changed the color, so last year, so see like we have to check it out.
We'll check.
Well, one was my middle schooler, so I know stuff doesn't come home for the middle schooler. So I have to go and.
Okay.
Next question, Ms.
Yeah, and this is probably an oversimplified version of what Mrs. Murphy asked, but with that increase to state aid, where in the pie chart did that 7 million kind of end up?
I'm going to answer that, but I think if you recall, we had a tentative budget presentation. Mrs. Ward stated that even if you get some additional money, you can't spend it all. You have to plan down for those unexpected expenses, particularly negotiations with our union, and you have that for those unexpected costs. So this is, Chico, some of the monies are, but I know in my conversation with Mrs. Boyle, and I made it clear, of course, truly, and also agree that, yes, you have to, but don't spend it all. You have to save money and put it away. There's no- Mrs. Chico, is there anything else?
Yeah. If you look at the couple of things, as I mentioned, the first two projects are actually coming out of funding. The other project, restructuring, replacement, whole barn, actually, and there's, that total $3.7 million. Some of that, one time, one time. And at, and then help support, places. And grant.
Thank you. And I just have one more, maybe two. Kind of to piggyback off Mrs. Murphy's spirit, and I agree that we are putting more money into, the mental health services, and I appreciate that. And I know we do give those resources to those children who find themselves in need. Perhaps we might want to distribute some more broad-based services where we're including all of the population as opposed to those who are in crisis at one particular time. Whereas more across the building, everybody's getting some type of, whether it be an assembly or something like that, to kind of keep the whole school on a keel.
So if I could respond to that, if you're referring to facilities in general regarding mental health decision making, so we cover that out of our title grants. So out of Title 4, and for lack of a better term, there are specific identified specific uses and the percentage of funds that we can spend on those things. So it's more of a discretionary fund for some things, and we've covered some of the mental health components out of Title 4.
Okay, Mr. Clement?
And just going back to the air, I just want to confirm for the public, so school 6 should be air conditioned by this summer, right?
We're hoping, as you know, putting the project on bid, getting the contractors, and then tier supply. You're right, but I don't think what is reading.
So, six, that, so there is process, that with doing that. Notice that since right now, all the units do some stuff to make sure all that we can school 6 5 and all others.
All right, so school 5 and high school, that would start hopefully next.
Yes.
Yeah. We're working.
Right.
I think little small trying to
And this is something that lasted us years. And we have community as we had. So if this, we can say that it has been approved and forward, it's unfortunate process. But whenever we get through the process, the monies will be there. These projects, after today's approval, are on target. All right? Thank you.
I'm sorry, just the capital projects that you just mentioned, not the school side, not the high school, but the other ones, are they for the summer 2025? So we're gonna replace the already roof a year from now?
No, we are this summer. Probably won't have it this summer, because think about it, we're in May, and putting it out, going through the process, making sure we have. I would say for the most part, those roofing projects, large projects, probably next summer. Some of the small ones to get done, but at this point, if I could give you a timeline, I would. But
How are
that's
we
very.
address- How are we going to address the active leak in the J hallway up for in the J
Um,
hallway?
Well, as we go and we try to patch and do what we have to do, but we're not going to just. All right. Ms. Gold?
What is the, what steps and what processes are you guys needing to go through for these contracts to get this work done? Because I do state and federal contracts, and I'm trying to understand why is it taking so long for our school district to be able to get things happening and get it moving?
Well, for these, work with our architects, to put the bid spec together. And as Ms. Chico mentioned, there's something we have to make sure that we need as far as state management. It's somewhat different. State funding, we have to abide by the.
State, yeah, no
Right.
matter where you are, state and federal, there's.
Okay, absolutely. So once we get their requirements, then it goes out for bid. And then once it goes out for bid, the contractor receives the bid, then they will have to go through the process of either having subcontractors or purchasing materials, that sort. A lot of these large units that you put on your air conditioning, they already 6-8 months down the road, you know. So at this point, those are the kind of things it was up to us. Mrs. Glover, we've been trying to get the high for the past 5-6 years. Then COVID hit, we had the $6 million set aside. Once we went through COVID, when we came out of that project, $6 million and $9 million. As a matter of fact, longer you wait, the cost goes up. Yes, so those are the kind of things to deal with. So it's not because we're not trying to expedite the time to get them done, we'd love to have it done. But at this point, we have to abide by the state. We go through the process, and then the lowest responsible bidder will be the individual.
You guys need some assistance with that?
No.
Just call me.
Sure will.
We have your number. Okay, board members, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to adjourn public comments.
Motion to adjourn public comment, Ms. Martin.
Second the motion.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Askew. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, board members. At this time, I'm asking for a motion under the Business Administrative Board Secretary's report to approve our school district budget 2024-2025 under letter A, number 1, numbers 2, numbers 3, number 4, number 5, which continues board members to our last meeting on page 9. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept the school budget for 2024-25, letter A, 1 through 9.
Is there a second?
Second the motion.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Askew. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Askew,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. Nieves, Ms. Peterson, Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas? Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you. At this time, board members, I'm asking for a motion to adjourn this public hearing meeting on the budget. Is there a motion?
Motion to adjourn public hearing.
Second the motion.
Moved by Mr. Martin, second by Mr. Askew. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion approved. And meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for your time.